Our first two stories tonight are sort of a twist on what you might first expect. We have a group of adults playing outside, making a lot of noise, and a group of kids spending some time at the art museum. Still, the kids in Patrick Murphy's story, they seem to be having a pretty good time.
Let's call it Joe.
A mini Joe.
Junior Joe. Junior Joe.
Listen, feel this.
I'm
really
making
sticky.
a Junior Joe.
But to make a Junior Joe, you really have to visit the Big Joe. Richard Serra's sculpture Joe is an homage in weathered steel to Joseph Pulitzer at the Pulitzer Foundation for the Arts in Grand Center. And if some adults don't quite get it, the kids do.
It was cool.
It's like
going to tip over.
Yeah.
And fall on us at any point. And when we are in the middle, it was like there's only up, and we're like trapped in like a cup or something.
The Pulitzer Foundation invited students from the St. Michael's School and Shaw Elementary to visit Joe, wander through the galleries, and study the exhibit Portraiture, Homage, and Embodiment.
It's dark on the left and then it's light, but the background is light here and the person is dark. And then
The idea was to show the students, ranging from preschool to 6th grade, that artists can portray people in lots of different ways, then have them go back to school, talk about what they'd seen, and create their own projects.
The Pulitzer is a very exciting place to go, and I think a lot of the kids hadn't been to a place like that before, and I was amazed how much the days after those trips they would talk about what they saw, or that they got to put their hands in the water, or that they got to walk through the big spiral. It really affected them in many, many ways.
Part of the exhibit was a collection of photographic self-portraits by Cindy Sherman, in which she assumes the characters of historical figures. Students at the Shaw School were so impressed, they decided to try it out themselves. And so, with some help from the Repertory Theater Costume Department and the Pulitzer, they came up with some interesting results of their own.
I'm going to dress up like a medieval knight. I got real metal armor and a sword, and I'm really excited about it. It may be a bit heavy though, but it will be fine.
So it's about exposing kids to art without loading them up with a bunch of rules while their minds are still free of preconceived notions about what art is and isn't. Because of the Pulitzer, the only thing on the walls is art. None of those little signs you have to read at other places telling you what you're supposed to think. You bring your own experiences here to the art.
It's not that somebody stands on a high ladder and tells them you have to like this, or this is very important. So they experience it by themselves, and I think they liked that nobody told them what to think about things. So I think they got a deep understanding of what portraiture means, how interesting it is to explore, and how very much it is related to themselves.
And if some adults might not know quite what to think about Ellsworth Kelly's minimalist painting Blue Black, these students had lots of opinions.
It's like superior to you.
Yeah.
Because it's bigger. Like farther away, it seems less of a threat. But then as you come closer, it gets larger.
The whole process of thinking is nothing other than making connections between different ideas. And here you've witnessed children coming to this fabulous place and making connections between ideas. That's growing understanding and thinking. That's the process.
The students produced enough of their own art to fill the Bruno David Gallery, where they staged a full-blown exhibition and got the chance to introduce their parents to contemporary art.
All right, Scott, let's see you strike the pose. Very good. Now that's you, isn't it?
Yes, that is me.
How do you feel seeing this up on the wall now?
It feels like really nice because we spent a lot of hard work doing it, and it's really nice to see it all better and on walls, and so that people can look at it.
It's not likely that these students will ever think of a portrait in quite the same way they once did.
There can be many different portraits, not just a picture of you. Like at the Pulitzer, we saw this ball, and it was just sitting on the ground, and it was a little crooked, and it represented somebody. She didn't see herself as perfect, so the ball wasn't perfectly round. So you can do many different kind of portraits.
By giving us new ways to see ourselves, artists of all ages find new ways to understand who we are. So why shouldn't a ball or a spiral represent a person? Metaphors are good tools for thinking. And it's all right to color outside the lines.